sewing friends. This is Friday Sews. I'm Jen, and this is my sewing room where I got a bunch of stuff done this week that I can't wait to tell you about. So let me start out with saying thank you. Thank you so much for all of your comments about the skirt that I made from Simplicity 1887. It didn't work out for me because I just look like way boxy. And you all had so many great ideas and such great advice about how to wear it. All good suggestions, and thank you for those. I'm still gonna get rid of it. I know. I just don't want to mess with it anymore. I think, okay, you know, been there, done that. So when my husband said, well, you look kind of boxy, I thought, okay, nope, that's what I thought too. But I want you to know, I have this new look pattern, 6703. I've had this for a while. I got it last year, and I really like it. And I think I could probably do this one. Now, this is a true jean skirt with a fly front, and on the back, it's got a yoke with some back pockets. And I just think, yeah, let's try this one. Now, this also has a drawstring right here, but I'm not going to do the drawstring. I don't want that. And then I'd run into the same problem I did with the other one. So I may flare it out a little bit because, again, you can see that it's pretty straight up and down like the other one was. That's what a jean skirt is, to be honest. But I'm going to try that one because I have a ton of that denim that I used. I got it in a big roll a couple of years ago when I was at the scrap exchange, and it was like 10 yards or something. So I have a bunch of it left. Well, this week I got inspired by Stephanie Farrell at Stephanie Farrell Focus. If you don't watch her, then what are you doing with your life? You should go watch her because she's really fun to watch. She's very chatty. Love visiting with her every Friday. And I'm going to link her Friday Sews from last week right up here because she talked about taking scraps and just making things out of them. And I don't mean like little scrap buster projects. I mean like clothing, like a t-shirt, color blocking, that kind of thing. So I got all inspired because I am very much of a mood sewer. And so I thought, well, could I do that? So I decided I would make a couple of things out of the scraps that I have. So the first one I pulled out was Butterick 3065. This pattern is not dated, and I'm assuming it's probably from the 1990s-ish. And it's just cute. It's some sweatshirts that are color blocked, and I made view B, which is this one. And first of all, it is indicative of the time period because all the sweatshirts then hit you just slightly below your waist. And so it was a little short. And then also, I picked fabrics that were just awful. This thing, look, it's over here on my dress form, but I'll show you a picture. It looks like I am an 85-year-old lady in Florida who should be wearing bright pink capris that are really baggy with bright white tennis shoes. And I should be walking around Walmart blocking all the aisles. Oh my gosh. I had to finish it because I started it. But, oh, I don't think so. I don't even think my 84-year-old mother would want to wear that. It's like, oh my gosh. I guess I was trying to be all matchy-matchy, but it was a disaster. I ended up putting just like a piece of white on the bottom to lengthen it, and then I just kind of made it into like a split hem, but you know what? That's going straight to Goodwill because I'm not going to wear it. Nope, it's not happening. Okay, so then I cut out Butterick 3030. This is from 2001. Now, I really like this pattern, and I've been meaning to make it for a while. It is 2 raglan sleeve tops, a tunic with 3/4 length sleeves, and then this is just the shorter top with the shorter sleeves. And then you've got one dolman sleeve top that's been color blocked, and then these two are drop shoulder tops, t-shirts, and this one's been color blocked and this one hasn't. So I really liked the tunic. raglan sleeve tunic. I wanted to color block it out like this one is. And so I thought, all right, let's see if I can do it. And I did. And I filmed the entire thing. So you have a sew along coming up as to how I did it. It was pretty simple, to be honest. I started pulling out fabrics for this. Now this calls for wovens, but it also says you can do it in a stable knit. So I pulled out this navy and white stripe, and I was going to color black it out with this double brushed poly that I can't even remember. Oh, I remember I bought this. Now I'm remembering. I bought this to make something out of it, and then Mia said she needed a chair cover for her office chair. And I thought, you're taking that double brush poly. And I thought, okay, stop it. You can always get more fabric. So I went ahead and made her a chair cover out of it, but I had a little bit of it left. I mean, a very little bit of it left. So I thought, okay, well, I'll block that out with the stripe. And then I found I didn't have enough for the sleeves. And I thought, okay, well, I could probably work with the sleeves maybe out of the stripe, but I didn't like that. So I found this solid navy. So I ended up color blocking the whole thing out, and it's so cute, you guys. It's so cute. I'm so happy that it turned out. You know, these are all scraps that were in my scrap bin, and now they're not in there anymore. So yeah, that sew along is coming up, and I would toss this, but I washed it, so I don't want to toss it. So tonight's Thursday night, my roof is being replaced, and so I didn't want to have to do this tomorrow and have, you know, the roof feeling like it was falling in, the ceiling falling in. It's really loud when they do it. I was with my sewing sisters tonight on a Zoom call, and I cut this out. I'm going to make a nightgown using Butterick 6208. This is actually a regular dress pattern, but I love the tucks in the front. I love that. So there's the line drawing, and it looks a little bit short, so I added 18 inches to the hem. I mean, 18 inches. I wanted it to hit me at my ankles, so that worked. But it's just so pretty. It's got this front kind of, I don't know, what do they call that? It's a collar band. It's like a band that goes down. And then it's got loops where you put buttons on. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about that, because I have a love-hate relationship with loops that you sew down. But I'm going to go for it. So this also has a yoke in the back, so that's going to be nice. It's the pattern goes from a 6 to a 14, and I'm sure that either somebody gave me this or I thrifted it. And so I'm hoping the 14 will work. I normally only take a 1/2 inch seam allowance anyway. I never do a 5/8 inch seam allowance, seems like. So I could do a 3/8 inch on this. And my concern isn't that it won't fit. It's that it would be not loose enough for me to wear when I go to bed. Because, you know, when you sleep, you know, you need things to move with you. Ideally, that's why knits are so comfortable when you're wearing pajamas. So anyway, I cut that out. And, oh my gosh, I cut it out of this sheet that I thrifted when I was with Michelle and Trish on our thrifting trip last year. And it has this beautiful scalloped bound edge. Isn't that pretty? So I used that for the hem. And it's so soft. It's a vintage sheet, clearly. And it's just got these beautiful flowers on it. It's kind of an ivory color. Oh, it's so pretty. And thank you, God, I got ready to lay it out, laid out the front, and pinned it down and looked closely. And I realized it's a one-way print. I'm so glad I figured that out ahead of time, because that could have been something I was kicking myself for and just going, what a rookie mistake. So I think it's going to be gorgeous. I have that there to work on next. So this has not been washed. It's just a scrap. Who knows where that will turn up next. So that's ready to go. And then tonight I was at Walmart. Actually, it was this afternoon I was at Walmart. And I know I've said I don't want to buy any more cheap fabric. But I saw a couple things, and I grabbed them because I thought one of them is actually, it's pretty nice fabric. This one is not, but I really liked it and I thought, I think I can figure out something to make with that. So someone else asked me, what is a Walmart bundle? Well, it comes rolled up and it has paper around it. And the label looks like this. And I just wrote on these what they were so I would remember. This was 4 yards for $6. Okay, 4 yards for $6. This is not high quality fabric. I know I said I was going to quit doing that. But see, the thing is, it might not be. But there are 4 yards of this here. And it's very thin. You can see right through it. But can you see this texture? It's so pretty, and it's coral. I'm going through another coral phase, I think. I'm having a coral period, you know, like Picasso had his blue period. So I really love the feel of it. Initially I was thinking cardigan, but you know, this would make a really cute, loose fitting top that you wear over top of a cami. I'm thinking like really drapey, off the shoulder, maybe even, you know, that kind of a top. I think that would be really pretty. So that's what I have in mind for this, but that was one thing I bought. And the other one is double brushed poly. Now, okay, double brushed poly, I suppose there are varying degrees of it, but this is as good as anything I have looked at Joann's. So I just did not have a problem with that at all. It's 3 yards for $8. So it's this beautiful mint green, and it's just double brushed poly. That's all. And I would toss these, but they've been washed and I don't want to. So I think that was all for the sewing this week. This week's question is an interesting one. If you could upgrade your current machine to something else, what would you want? Like, what kind of sewing machine would you want? Mine is a Pfaff 2140. And I got this a couple of years ago. It is dated. I mean, this machine is 20 years old. It does do embroidery, but this one, there's a problem with the sensor with the feed dogs. I do have another machine that will embroider. It's just it won't embroider. This surface area is bigger. But this machine, it's a Pfaff, and I love Pfaff. I'm very loyal to Pfaff. Primarily because of the built-in walking foot, which is called an IDT system. I forget, integrated dual something, I don't know. But, you know, I've talked with machine dealers and nobody raves about a Pfaff anymore, but I love them. When they were made, back when this was made, they were made in Germany and they were really, really well made. So I'm happy with this. I just upgraded from my other Pfaff that I have still that I will never get rid of. It's the one that does embroidery. It's a Pfaff 7570, and it was new in the late 1990s. And so I wanted a thread cutter, and I wanted a bigger display screen that I could see. And that was it. I just wanted that thread cutter. And this machine does many of the things that new machines that I've seen will do. And so I don't know. I'm kind of stuck when it comes to upgrading things. Now my serger, I did want to upgrade that because I wanted an air threader, and I did upgrade my little brother to a Juki, and I love the Juki. But this, you know, I have a 2002 RAV4, Toyota RAV4, and I love that car. I love it. I love the look of it. I love the way it drives. It's a 2002. I mean, the car literally is 20 years old. It's 21 years old this year. Who has a 21-year-old car? I don't know, but I love that little car. I feel the same way about this. You know, I could upgrade to a big fancy schmancy Pfaff, but I don't need to. And I don't necessarily even want to. I think because I get used to things and I know how they work. I know all the little, you know, what are they called? The little things, quirks about, you know, the way your machine behaves. With this one, the thread cutter doesn't always want to let go. And so I have to turn the wheel just to kind of make it do what it's supposed to do, it's totally fine. I know that it's like that. I just know that it's like that. It's part of how that machine behaves, and I'm totally fine with it. So yeah, it would take a lot for me to want to upgrade my machine because I love this one. I love what it does. I love the way it stitches. It does everything I ask it to. And so, yeah, I don't need to upgrade. It would take a lot for me to upgrade. This would really have to fall apart for me to upgrade. Yeah, so that's my answer for that. Okay, for life, boy, I went shopping this afternoon just because I could. And then I realized I'm old and I'm turning into my mother. And the consummate, I love to shop. I've loved shopping my whole life. I just can't do it anymore. I can't go for hours and hours because my back started to hurt and I got irritated with everybody that was standing in the aisle. And, it's like, well, it's Florida. Everybody's old. We're all old. I am as, part of that same population. And, we all stand in the aisle and look and, we're unaware that there's anybody else in the entire universe other than ourselves. Oh my gosh. That'll do it for Friday Sews this week. Let me know if you got inspired by Stephanie this past week, and have you gotten scraps out and did you make anything really cool? And do you want to upgrade your machine? How do you feel about that? Yeah. A lot of people do. You kind of get to the point where, your machine is great, but you're ready for a little more. You're ready for something a little nicer. You're ready for something that makes your sewing a little easier. So let's talk about all that in comments. Thank you always for watching. I appreciate you all so much. And also, as always, if you'd like to see a complete playlist of all my Friday Sews, check right over here. And as always, again, let me leave you with my favorite scripture from Micah, which says, do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. I want to do that every single day. I hope you do too. I'll see you soon.